Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. We're here at Bruvy Cinema Pub reviewing more movies. This week we are sponsored by our good friends at Play and Trade Salt Lake City and Precision Gaming Repair.
Anything you need for gaming.
New and used games, new and used systems, repairs.
Repairs on video games and anything related. They call them products, Apple products.
Yeah. I'm Jeff Ice with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find the Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6, also on their video on-demand system, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative. Find us there, tons of reviews. Let's get to it.
Yeah, The Avengers.
God.
Excuse me, Marvel's The Avengers. The culmination so far of what the Marvel Comics movies in association with Paramount Pictures have been building to, which means, lo, and the day came when no single hero could deal with a certain foe. In this case, it's Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, who's returned, wants to get his hands on what was known in Captain America as the Cosmic Cube. It's also the Tesseract, source of unimaginable power.
Unlimited energy.
Unlimited energy, and he wants to take over the Earth.
But he's got some other mischievous things in there too.
He does.
We're not going to tell you.
He has some allies, but we won't say that. SHIELD, Strategic Headquarters, International Espionage and Logistics Division, led by Nick Fury, Sam Jackson, now has a ship that flies.
It's called a helicarrier.
Remember that Avengers Initiative thing in Iron Man 2?
At the end of Iron Man?
Yeah. Guess what? There's payoff there. So we get a bunch of superheroes, including Captain America, Chris Evans, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.,
Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Hulk, this time played by Mark Ruffalo.
So long, Edward Norton.
Yeah. And the Black Widow,
Scarlett Johansson.
And Hawkeye Jeremy Renner, who you might remember from Thor. They might be the last defense for Earth.
It's the ragtag team that nobody thought could work together.
Yep.
But they have to find a common ground.
You here with a mission, sir? Trying to get me back in the world?
Trying to save it.
Doctor, we need you to come in.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
What are you asking me to do?
It's called the Avengers Initiative.
I thought I didn't qualify. Apparently I'm, what is it, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others. I think they need a timeout.
How desperate are you? And you call on such lost creatures to defend you.
You have made me very desperate.
We're not a team. We're a time bomb.
This is nothing we were ever trained for.
Speaking of people that people didn't have great faith in, lo and behold, here's what happens when you give Joss Whedon a budget. He co-wrote, well, he plotted, scripted, and directs his biggest movie to date. Before that, it was Serenity, which he completely got undercut. But here we get to see what he gets to do with a big cast and a lot of money, and guess what?
Marvel had a very clear idea of the kind of spectacle that they wanted and sort of their structure, act-wise, this conflict here, this here, and which was great for me because then I had something to build off of, and the only thing I was interested in building was, well, how do we get there? How does that matter, and how does that action tell us something about the characters we didn't know, so it's not just a checklist, which is very important to me because you don't want to come off of this feeling like a ride. You want to come off of this, and there'll be some riding, God knows, but you want to come off of it feeling like, you know, you got told a story. And so the only thing I really had to worry about was motivating it, was making it matter to these people and making these people matter to the audience.
Frequently funny, action-packed. Oh yeah, and this is kicking off the summer, to which I say, wow, I feel sorry for the rest of the summer movies.
Well,
because you have a hard act to top.
Absolutely, but I think there's some that, you know, may not top this film, but may compete with it, and if it competes with it, then we have an amazing summer to look forward to.
Absolutely.
I mean, this has set the bar so damn high. It is unbelievable. I mean, Whedon has always been like the god among geeks, you know? But when you give the god among geeks millions and millions of dollars to make a high-budget comic book movie, you're gonna get something that, guess what? It's good. Oh my God. I mean, this is a guy who respects the genre.
Clearly.
Respects the source material. And
knows it, yes.
Yeah, knows it, and knows how to have fun with it too. I mean, not only, like you said, it's not just action, which is, seriously, I mean, this is a 2.5-hour plus film, and the action almost doesn't stop.
Yeah, it hits the ground running. There are some, what you might call breather moments, but whereas weaker directors or dialogists would bore us with character interaction, we get the master dialogue scripter building on these characters and concepts.
That's what's so unbelievable about it. And Whedon's also a god of pop culture references.
Right.
I mean, a few spoilers. When you call Thor, hey, what's up, Point Break? Jesus, like, it's one of like those references that you're just like, of course Whedon would do that, absolutely. Yep. And you see, we just reviewed Cabin in the Woods, which Whedon had his hand in. You know exactly what we're talking about. And he's got such a great handle on pop culture, which works perfectly in this film. And that's what I'm saying though, you've got action. And when it does stop, it almost kind of doesn't stop because it's just action in lines and dialogue and interactions within, you know, when you watch Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. going at each other, they do not like each other. That's what's so great about these films. Like, you've had these films where like these are our superheroes. These are, you know, these are the guys that will save the day. They hate each other.
Yeah.
And they just want to punch each other in the face as hard as you can.
But Joss Whedon and these characters and these actors make it believable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason for that.
It's like, I hate you enough that if I found the goodness in your heart, then maybe I'll work with you. Maybe if it's in the Earth's best interest, but otherwise I want nothing to do with you. And as we're doing this review, I mean, I don't want to miss talking about Mark Ruffalo.
No.
Because this is the actor who kind of came into this. Everybody else has had their own film. Like we said, Edward Norton had Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Even Eric Bana had Hulk. So this guy is jumping into the deep end of this universe and this franchise, and he nails it. And I think it's probably the best of the three actors who have starred in these, you know, Marvel films.
Absolutely. And by the way, the CGI work has progressed to the point where Hulk no longer looks like a rubber character, and they have facially mapped Mark Ruffalo into the Hulk. The Hulk.
It looks like him.
It does.
Shockingly enough, you know, we've gotten to that point.
And you're right, he knocks it out of the park. I would actually be happy to see another Hulk movie now.
I really hope they do, because Ruffalo, not only did he nail, because I know he did some of like the work with, you know, the CGI animation,
right,
but he is amazing as Banner. Like, he plays a troubled soul, and you absolutely believe it. Like, you know, you're like, wow, this guy's the Hulk, you know, one of the greatest, you know, strongest, you know, heroes of all time, and he hates his life.
Yeah, he does this. By the way, he does this in scenes where he's sharing the screen with people like Sam Jackson and Robert Downey Jr. Yeah. That should let you know how much he owns that part, how much actually he owns the movie.
And we say that though. I mean, I think everyone owns this film.
Absolutely.
And that's what's so great about it, because it is, not only is it the characters getting together and forming a team, the actors did the exact same thing, both I think on and off screen.
Right.
I mean, you believe the chemistry between these guys. So, and girl.
Yes. It's funny also in the way that Joss builds on the earlier movies and tops all of the Marvel movies to date too.
Oh, God, I mean, and that's the other thing too, and kudos to Whedon and script-wise, is that you've got, I'm just trying to do the number off my head, it's like, what, 7, 8 characters that you have to focus on, and he doesn't lose focus on any of them.
No. Well, he's the master at that though. He likes ensembles.
Yeah.
Buffy, Angel, Firefly.
Yeah.
He deals with a lot of characters knows how to bring them all together and yet give them their character moments, and he does that so beautifully here.
And
I think this is Joss's best work to date.
Oh, absolutely.
I will say that unqualifiedly. And Jimmy, I rarely do this. 4 stars.
You don't think I'm not coming with you on that trip? Because, I mean, the second I walked out of this film, I call them the roller coaster films. I seriously wanted to get back in line.
Right.
And be like, let's do it again. Whee! But now I have to wait, you know, as we're recording this, I have to wait another week. And it's almost as depressing as waiting the years that we were waiting to get to this film. And now I just want to watch it again.
Yes, but we have a reason to want to see it again because, by the way, if you've seen the other Marvel movies, there are payoff scenes during and after the credits.
And they didn't show us that.
Yes.
And that's why, okay, another reason why Whedon's a genius. Because not only does not showing the press that last scene means we can't ruin everything, we didn't try to ruin anything right here, but that makes us, as press, we're gonna go see it again.
Absolutely.
Because it's that dangling the carrot. We're just like, ah, okay. He's a genius. I don't care, man. I think the movie is brilliant. I think it's probably one of, if not the greatest comic book movies of all time. And I almost want to take the word comic book out of it. I mean, it's a brilliant film.
Absolutely. It's a brilliant summer film, but I would say this. It is the comic bookiest comic book movie to come along since, Spider-Man 2 easily.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 stars from both ends. My God. I mean, welcome 2012 summer movies. I want to say we can only go down from here, but, you know,
who knows?
Holy hell if we go up.
Yeah.
So.
4 stars.
That's 8. Well, we'll see you then.